Un petit bouquet de fleurs dans lequel est caché un bon pour un examen médical gratuit.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
Ok, donc oui, on est à la recherche de la nurse Dorothy Crane. Et on a appris qu'il se pourrait qu'elle ait une sorte de dispensaire qui fait qu'elle soignerait les gens pauvres gratuitement.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the arid hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox, the stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
D'accord, donc lui, si je veux le charmer, il me faut 3 points de charme. C'est ce qui me permet de manger la personne. Mais ça, c'est à vous de décider qui je mange et qui je ne mange pas.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much, and that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
Ok.
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
Did you know the mute florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious Camellia.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
D'accord, il est un peu particulier, lui. Ça a un point de vue assez unique. Je ne vois qu'une horrible maladie. Un paisible silence, vraiment.
Peaceful? That's quite an unusual way to speak about the epidemic. And very inappropriate, I must say.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Maintenant, la fameuse question.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but His reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
I'll leave you alone, sir. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Cher monsieur Nitterscott, merci de nous avoir envoyé votre recueil de poèmes Chant d'une ville défaite, que nous avons trouvé extrêmement intéressant et profond.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling, but I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor, Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick, though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
Je ne vous juge pas, vous devriez essayer de trouver un autre travail. C'était votre décision de vendre votre corps.
Many people must deal with poverty, but not all choose to sell their bodies. That was your decision.
And when exactly was the last time you looked for a job? Or worried about the rent, or what, or when you were going to eat?
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothy Crane. She came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Allez, c'est le dernier à qui on parle et puis après on continue.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle, for their dirty work.
La survie est une loi de la nature, vous auriez pu refuser, vous êtes un criminel.
Most
Allez.
people don't become thugs when unemployed. This is a choice you've made.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
On va aller voir Darius.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Niveau de charme 2 requis, que je n'ai pas.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
D'accord, donc là maintenant j'ai réussi à rentrer, c'est bien. Maison de Darius Petrescu. Alors, la figure antique du Vrikolaka. De mes nombreux voyages, je pense que j'ai été plus impressionné que mon exploration des îles de la mer Méditerranée, en particulier de l'île Santorin. Le simple fait d'écrire ces quelques mots me donne des frissons. Grande boîte de pilules. Bonjour jeune homme. Ah mais c'est Petrescu.
Talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane?
Like myself and many people in this area. Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe de Dorothy Crane? Ah, Nurse Crane. Chère Dorothée, lorsque tu liras cette lettre, je serai déjà sur le bateau qui va nous ramener. Anton et moi à Brassov. L'Angleterre n'était pas faite pour nous et je devrais que j'ai hâte de revoir nos frères, ta sœur aimante, Théodora. Ah, on a encore de nouvelles infos sur Dorothy. Du coup, maintenant, on va monter. Bon, du coup, maintenant, je suppose qu'on va aller lui parler. J'espère que tout va.
Razvan was getting better with the treatment. I don't understand.
Et lui parler, du coup.
This is I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, How might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
Alors ici, vous ne pouvez pas continuer comme ça. Je suis venue mettre fin à votre chantage. Vous êtes une criminelle.
Your heart might be in the right place, but you can't carry on with this blackmail. For God's sake, Dorothy, it's extortion. It's a serious crime.
Et il vient quand même avec
Doctor, you think
l'extorsion.
your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
J'espère juste que ça tiendra. Parce que la dernière fois, en fait, vers la j'ai pas eu le choix d'arrêter le live plus tôt parce que mon jeu arrêtait pas de bugger. Pourquoi prendre Lady Ashbury pour cible? Pourquoi ne pas faire confiance au docteur Swansea? La fin justifie les moyens, ce chantage doit cesser. Allez.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Et le docteur Swansea, c'est le directeur de l'hôpital.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
Bon, c'est le dernier, donc.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Alors, ici, j'ai trois choix. Je peux l'épargner, donc je ferme les yeux sur ce qu'elle fait ici, mais je demande à ce qu'elle démissionne. Je la charme, donc pour la forcer à oublier toute cette histoire, ou je l'étreins, donc en gros je la tue. Et j'en finis une bonne fois pour toutes. Alors je ne vais pas spoiler du tout. J'ai fait j'ai choisi ça la première fois que j'ai joué. Ça a été une catastrophe. Je n'en dirai pas plus, mais charmer n'a pas du tout été une bonne idée. Donc du coup, moi je partirai plus sur soit je l'épargne, soit je l'étreins. Donc du coup, à vous le choix. Allez, vraiment sûr et certain, je le fais. Je sais pas si ça peut être pire que ce que j'ai fait la dernière fois, mais de toute façon, allez.
Nurse Crane, there is no question that the work you've done here is extraordinary, but this dispensary is incapable of coping with the outbreak. It's only a question of days before the situation at hand will overwhelm us. I cannot allow it. It's my duty to put an end to this immediately.
I'm not ashamed. I did what was right. For in the end, I saved lives and you took them. But we had so much in common, Doctor. Don't you see that?
Maintenant, mon niveau de charme a augmenté. Bah, c'est un vampire en même temps, donc du coup... Voilà, et donc du coup, j'ai obtenu beaucoup de points d'expérience qu'il faudra utiliser. On n'utilisera peut-être pas ça tout de suite. Et donc, bah du coup, je ne l'ai pas précisé parce que je voulais pas influencer, mais... On a tué le pilier du quartier. Dorothy Crane était le pilier du quartier. Donc du coup, j'ai jamais attaqué de pilier parce que je ne pouvais pas le faire à cause du niveau de charme qui était trop bas. Donc du coup, je l'ai jamais fait. Je sais pas quelle répercussion ça aura sur le jeu. Parce que voilà, la situation sanitaire du jeu est grave. Ça critique hostile. Si on tombe dans hostile, bah voilà, c'est fini pour le quartier. Le quartier, il est mort. Bah, en soi, comme c'est un jeu à fin multiple, on va voir ce que ça va donner. J'ai jamais fait ça, donc je ne sais pas ce que ça va donner. On le verra après. Mais par contre, le gars qui m'a laissé rentrer pour voir Dorothy, il va m'en vouloir, c'est sûr et certain. On peut pas faire quelque chose sur elle, genre je peux pas fouiller son corps. Bah, si on tue tout le monde, on aura droit à la fin négative. En fait, il y a 3 types de fins. Il y a la fin positive, enfin la bonne fin, la fin neutre et la fin apocalyptique, quoi. Donc en gros, on tue tout le monde, on fait que des mauvais choix et tout ça. Oh. Ah, j'avais oublié ça. Attends. Oh, ça va, ils sont niveau 10, ça devrait aller tout seul. Il est tout seul? Non, il est pas tout seul. Ok, très bien. Bon, quand j'ai perdu un petit peu de vie, je vais me permettre de t'en prendre un tout petit peu, monsieur! Bon, du coup, on va faire gaffe. Attends, tourne un peu sur lui. Viens ici. Wow, le vol plané qu'il a fait, par contre, c'était trop drôle. Je l'ai fait voler, moi, les méchants. Donc, rendre compte à Lady Ashbury, trouver quelqu'un qui sait lire le braille. Ok, donc ça, c'est la quête principale, Lady Ashbury. Je crois qu'elle va pas être très contente, parce que je crois qu'elle voulait justement que ça ne se passe pas comme ça. Elle voulait que ça se règle sans mort et tout ça. Bah, désolée. Et qu'est-ce... D'accord, donc 10, 11, 12. Bah en soi 12 ça va encore en réalité.
Stop right now! Go back home, idiot! I said stop. Look lively! It's on to us!
Oh! Eh oh! Oh non, pas ceux-là, je les déteste! Genre... Mais... Toi tu vas me rendre ce que tu m'as pris déjà. C'est ça que j'augmente un peu les morsures de sang. Je devrais pas faire ça trop vite, mais... Mais... Genre... Eh, il m'a enlevé tout ce que j'ai récupéré en plus. Et un de moins. Ah. D'accord. Bah ça va, c'est pas trop compliqué. Je devrais peut-être... Bon, tant pis, c'est un peu trop tard, mais... Quoique, il y aurait peut-être moyen. Quoi, ça se fait que j'ai gagné 600 d'expérience? Normalement, tu gagnes pas ça quand tu... C'était 600 d'expérience, pourquoi alors? Normalement, quand tu tues des ennemis, tu ne gagnes qu'entre 15 et aller un maximum 20%. Enfin, 20 points d'expérience, tu gagnes jamais plus. C'est pour ça que c'est impossible de farmer en réalité.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Si je redoute, c'est parce que je sais très bien qu'il va se passer un truc ici qui va pas me plaire. Parce que la première fois que j'ai joué, j'ai tellement galéré. Oui, bah je suis d'accord avec toi. On m'en doutait. Bon, niveau 14. Wow. Mais ils viennent d'où tout ça là? Ah! Oh, 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 vite, sors de là! Sors de là! Ben voilà! Ah non, mais c'est un piège en fait. Je comprends pourquoi j'avais un très mauvais souvenir de ce moment-là. Et si je n'interagis pas avec ça? C'est en interagissant avec ça que je les ai déclenchés. Non, pas du tout. Ah, c'est peut-être une idée de tourner comme ça en réalité. Peut-être d'abord éliminer les petits avant. Par contre... Et ouais, lui, il faut que... Il faut... Attends, lui, je peux le tuer. Ah ouais. Toi? Je vais mourir. Bêtement, mais je vais mourir.
Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Je vais essayer d'aller un petit peu plus vite là. Voilà, un en moins. Par contre, il y a des boss, il est coincé je sais pas où, mais... Il y a des boss, il est coincé quelque part, je l'ai plus vu, mais dans ce sens, ça m'arrange. Ah, ben il était... Ah d'accord, ils en font revenir en réalité. Oh, ça c'est bien, ça m'arrange. Ça veut dire que je pourrais récupérer du sang et ce genre de choses. Ça qui est le plus difficile avec ce jeu, c'est quand t'as plein d'ennemis, de devoir tous les surveiller en même temps. Faut avoir les yeux partout dans le jeu, c'est ça qui est horrible. Voilà, en plus j'ai eu les... Presque! Oui, je l'ai eu! Bon, maintenant j'ai plus qu'à avoir l'autre, mais l'autre, il faudrait que je sache où il est. D'accord, il est là-bas au bout. Ah bah oui, mais... Ah bah punaise. Tu sais quoi, attends. Vas-y, viens ici. Qu'on rigole. Voilà. Suffit maintenant. Et pas me saouler non plus. Merci pour les bravos. J'ai un peu sué, je dois avouer. J'ai sué, hein. Alors, Pembroke Hospital. Où est Lady Ashbury? Oh!
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
Alors, il vous faisait confiance. En fin de compte, vous êtes une meurtrière. La compassion dissimule vos véritables intentions. Il vous faisait confiance? Ok, très bien.
You killed him. He trusted you. And you killed him.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
Nul besoin de vous excuser, nous sommes des vampires après tout. Les accusations étaient donc fondées.
So in the end, the accusation was true, wasn't it?
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
The case is closed, permanently. You will not be bothered anymore by the woman.
And who was this woman?
If you must know, she worked under my employ as Nurse Crane. But I'll wager that's not what will be written on her gravestone.
You killed her? Is that what you consider discretion and diplomacy, Dr. Reed?
I did what I thought was best, and acted accordingly.
You will learn that trust is a rare and precious commodity in the Immortals world, my young doctor. And your actions have not induced me to offer you my support.
Ok, bah en même temps je l'avais dit, elle demandait de la courtoisie et de la discrétion et j'avoue que bon, pour la discrétion on repassera. Pourquoi m'avez-vous sauvé?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
Allez, pour ceux qui arrivent.
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then?
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Skulls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
And no one suspected you of the murders?
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London vampire society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Very well. But I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
Are there many vampires here in London?
Immortals are of a rare breed, and we often tend to hide. But you may occasionally meet some of us at night.
Will they all be as affable as you, my lady?
I do not see why not. But remember, even the shark smiles before he bites.
That sounds like a lesson from experience.
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
Do you know any of them? Have you an idea of the identity of the vampire who attacked me?
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I fear he or she is as careless as cruel. To let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night. But we are a rare and reclusive breed. Our progeny is almost never accidental.
Ouais, donc on m'explique que techniquement c'est pas une coïncidence si je me suis fait mordre et que je me suis transformée.
I've been away from London and England for 3 years. This isn't the city I remember.
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan. I've lived in this city for a long time, and I've never seen it like this.
What is it you fear?
Oui, parce que pour l'instant, il y a une épidémie qui ravage Londres et pour l'instant, on suspecte que ça serait la grippe espagnole. Je dis bien pour l'instant.
The Spanish flu has hit London that bad.
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time. There are whispers in the shadows. Something far worse than the Spanish flu is here in the city.
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you. Considering how cruelly he treated you.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
La question...
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
D'accord, donc maintenant on sait comment éviter de créer des vampires, c'est bien.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
D'accord, donc potentiellement la personne qui a fait de Jonathan un vampire est un vampire, enfin icône, très puissant.
Excuse my forwardness, but are you my maker?
Me? Goodness no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
Ouais, je m'attendais un peu à cette réponse-là, mais je me suis dit comme c'était une des questions, autant la poser.
I bid you farewell, for now, my lady. I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
Donc on va analyser le sang qu'on a trouvé sur les patients de Nurse Crane. Et on a obtenu sérum de régénération léger, sérum d'endurance léger, sérum de sang léger.
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Scowls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it.
Histoire de famille, chapitre 3. Ça commence bien.
Do you need assistance?
Please, Feeling tired these days.
There you go. Let's hope nobody steals it from you.
Very funny.
Do you need some help, Mr. Petrescu?
I am very tired, but that is all. I don't need you, Doctor.
Well, I think you do. Take this, and you'll feel better.
Free drugs from an English doctor? It must be my lucky day.
Can I offer you my medical expertise, Mr. Peters?
Keep your medicines for others.
There is a thin line between pride and stupidity, sir. Please, take this medication. You'll feel better.
All right. I'll take it then. It's not like I don't appreciate the gesture.
Do you need any assistance, Miss Popper?
It depends on the price of your medicine.
C'est gratuit.
I'm shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
Voilà, c'est par là, c'est bien par là. Bon, du coup, on voit bien niveau 16, niveau 19, niveau 16. On va tenter, mais je le sens pas trop, hein. Je lui ai quand même bien fait mal, j'avoue. Du coup, on va quand même reculer, espérer. Oh! Non, comment il m'a feinté, lui! Vas-y! Vas-y, reviens. Il y a moyen que j'arrive à les avoir, mais il faut que je les prenne un par un. Et déjà, je récupère ce que tu m'as pris. Hein, il s'en fout, vraiment. Attendez, les copains! Oh, j'en ai eu un. Oh, j'en ai eu un. C'est déjà une très belle victoire. Plus que 2. D'accord. C'est chaud, hein. C'est très chaud. J'ai eu de la chance de pouvoir caler ça. J'ai cru que j'allais me prendre un coup. Oui, j'en ai eu 2. T'as pourtant... Aïe. Alors là, j'en reviens pas que j'ai réussi, vraiment. Je n'en reviens pas. Bonjour, bonjour. Je t'ai sauvé la vie, monsieur.
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing in a place like this?
I'm not sure that's any of your business.
I hope you realize that staying here will put your life at great risk.
Pah! I'm not afraid of these guards of Priwen, or whatever these thugs call themselves. I can still kick some respect into those youngsters.
I wasn't specifically referring to them, but are you really after these men? Why?
They took my boy! I've had no news since he joined that crazy gang. So I decided to come and find him myself, to get some answers.
I see. But as I said, your life is at risk if you stay here. And I'm not referring to the gangs either. You should leave, sir.
Well, this part of town used to be nicer, let's say. Perhaps you're right. This isn't the best way to save Andrew.
Lettre sanglante. Ma chère mère, quoi qu'il puisse m'arriver, n'oubliez jamais que votre fils vous aime. Je sais que vous n'avez pas toujours été d'accord avec la façon dont j'ai choisi de vivre ma vie, mais je me refuse d'en changer. Je suis née et j'ai grandi dans cette partie de la ville et je ne supporte pas ce qui est en train d'arriver à mon quartier et à sa population.
tout.